Okay, roll number 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Please keep your video on. Okay. So tell me the definition of drying.
Drying it is a process in which small amount of moisture are removed by the application of heat.
Okay. Then give the principle of tray dryer.
Tray dryer. In the tray dryer, hot air is continuously circulated. Then, by the pressure convecting heating, the materials of solid particles are dried.
Okay. What is mean by EMC?
EMC
In dry.
equilibrium moisture content.
Okay. So in that okay. Give the examples of dryer.
Dryers. For examples are tray dryer, spray dryer, then freeze dryer, vacuum dryer, then drum dryer, and fluidized bed dryer.
Okay. What is mean by corrosion?
Corrosion means corrosion in this forms a ferric layer forms of metal surface on the metal surface.
Okay. What are the types of corrosion?
Corrosion, no ma'am. Type.
You have not studied? Okay. Tell me the factors influencing the corrosion.
Factors, chemical and physical factors influence the corrosion.
No, chemical and not physical factors. Okay. We have seen the metals, organic metals or non-metals. We have seen it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have seen the non-ferrous metals. In that 5th chapter, we have seen non-ferrous metals. To give the examples for the non-ferrous metals. So, give the types of centrifuge.
Centrifuge, sedimentation centrifuge, then ultra centrifuge and filtration centrifuge.
Okay. Okay, next roll number 2. Who is roll
Yes,
number 2? Please keep your camera on. Okay. So, give me the definition of corrosion.
Corrosion is a biological process in which metal get decomposed.
Okay. So in that corrosion, we have seen the types of corrosion. So what are the types?
Fluidized there are 4 types: fluidized corrosion, generally, fluidized, localized fluidized corrosion, biological.
Yeah. It's not fluidized, it's fluid corrosion, general
Sorry,
or structural. Okay.
fluid corrosion general, fluid corrosion structural, fluid corrosion biological.
Okay. In fourth chapter, which points you have studied?
Filtration and centrifugation.
Okay. In that filtration, what are the types of filtration? फिल्ट्रेशनचे टाइप्स कोणते कोणते आहेत? Which filters we have used in the pharmaceutical industries?
Seeds filter.
एवढेच आहेत का फक्त? अजून कोणते कोणते आहेत? So give the definition of mixing.
Mixing is a process of randomization. Mixing is a process of randomization of dissimilar particle into a one system.
Okay. So what are the types of mixing? So which mixers we have used in the pharmaceutical industries? Which mixers we have used?
Double
Okay.
cone blender, V cone.
Okay. Any one of them mixer. Can you give the principle of anyone? Any one of mixer. Give me the principle.
Double cone blender चं सांगितलं तर चालेल का मॅम?
हो सांगा चालेल.
In double cone blender, it is a charge or discharge through a same part.
Okay. ठीक है. Roll number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is the process of separating two mixtures, which are two liquids or solids which are mixed together. In liquids, the liquids are those which are not homogeneously mixed, and the mixture of solid and liquid.
Okay. Give the definition of corrosion.
Corrosion is a process in which when the metal is exposed to water, air, or other environmental conditions, the outer layer of the metal reacts with oxygen and it gets corroded.
We have seen the non-ferrous metals. So give
Yes,
me
ma'am.
the example for the non-ferrous metal.
Okay. Copper, aluminum, brass, etc. are non-ferrous metals, and iron, cobalt, and nickel are ferrous metals.
Okay. Give the definition of drying.
Drying is the process in which small amount of water is removed from any solid or liquid, any solid or semi-solid object.
Okay. in that filtration. So what are the main four mechanisms for the filtration?
Chemical filtration,
Filtration मध्ये simple four mechanisms होते. Just we have seen in the one line.
separation, centrifugation.
No, that is not the example. Okay. So what are the types of filtration?
टाइप्स ऑफ फिल्ट्रेशन म्हणजे इक्विपमेंट यूज केलेले सांगायचेत का?
हा ते सांग. फिल्टर्स कोणते फिल्टर्स आपण फार्मास्युटिकल इंडस्ट्रीज मध्ये बघितले आहेत?
सिंटर्ड ग्लास फिल्टर, त्यानंतर मेम्ब्रेन फिल्टर, सीट्स फिल्टर.
ओके. एवढे तीनच आहेत का फक्त? फिल्टर मीडिया अजून
Yes,
कोणते
ma'am.
कोणते आहेत? कार्ट्रिज फिल्टर.
येस मॅम.
Okay. So from this, any one of them, can you give me the principle of any one filter?
मेम्ब्रेन फिल्टर.
Okay, give me the principle.
Membrane filter is a filter in which organic material is used to separate the substances from each other. In membrane filter, a sheet of the membrane, a sheet of the organic membrane is taken, and the substance which we have to separate from the substance which we have to separate is poured on that membrane, and below the membrane vessel is kept. When the substance passes through the membrane, the larger particles get stopped by the membrane and the filtrate is removed.
Okay. ठीक है. Row number 4.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So we have seen the theories of filtration.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are the theories?
Gas filtration theory. एक्सप्लेन करायची का अजून दुसरा theory?
If you want to explain it.
So gas filtration theory have a mechanism which includes diffusion, deposition, then direct interception, then inertial deposition and electrostatic deposition. The gas filtration, by using this mechanism, we can filtrate the aerosols and lyosols.
Okay, give me the factors influencing the filtration.
Factors influencing filtration. It may the size of particles, then you can say that's it.
Explain the trade dryer.
Trade dryer. Okay. So trade dryer, it works on batch process.
Okay.
Then it contains a heater, which is kept at the base, and it also contains this process is inside an oven. The values of this oven are less due to uncontrollable heat transfer, then feed a fan or forced hot air circulation. So that's how the trade diet works.
Okay. What are the propellers?
Propellers.
Propellers.
No,
You have not studied?
no, ma'am.
Turbines. Turbines, paddles.
They're used in centrifugation.
Hmm?
Used in centrifugation.
No. This is the part of mixing.
Okay. Okay, turbines. Okay, turbine mixture. It creates the turbulent movement of fluids. It is used in chemical reactions.
Okay. Can you give the principle of sigma blade mixer?
Sigma blade mixer. No, ma'am.
Okay. So in that centrifugation, so which applications we have studied?
In centrifugation,
Yes.
I I didn't done that part, ma'am.
But I have teaches you that part. Okay. In that non-perforated centrifuge, you have studied non-perforated centrifuge.
No, I just keep all the art of centrifugation. Apart from centrifugation, you can ask.
Okay. So give the principle. Sorry. Give the applications of filtration.
Filtration. So it is used to filter the we can say solutions like aerosols and lyosols and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It is used in water purification and also in the clay industries.
Okay. So what are the types of mechanisms of filtration?
Mechanism of filtration includes straining, then sorry, that is entanglement, then attractive force.
Yes.
There are three steps.
Okay. So in that corrosion, we have seen the non-metals, inorganic. So what are the types? Or give the examples of non-metals.
Don't, sorry.
Okay. So we are studying the ferrous metals. Ferrous metals.
Yes.
Ferrous metals चे example सांगा. ठीक है. Okay. Roll number 5.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
ज्यांचं झालं त्यांनी लेफ्ट होऊ शकता. There is no need to stay. Solve your synopsis. Okay. Up to 6 p.m. Okay. You are roll number 5.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So give me the examples of non-ferrous metals.
Don't read, ma'am.
Okay. Which part you have read?
Filtration, mixing, drying.
Okay. Centrifugation not studied.
Centrifugation, definition, application is also read, and their types.
Okay. In that mixing, there are the mechanisms. 3 mechanisms are there.
Mix
So explain it.
mixing in a solid, mixing in liquid, and mixing in semi-solid. Their type: mixing in solid, shear mixing, diffusive mixing, and shear mixing, diffusing mixing in solid, and attractive mixing, and mixing in liquid, turbulent mixing, laminar mixing, and drug bulk drug production, and mixing in semi-solid, mixing in double cone blender, twin chain blender, double cone shear mix, double cone blender, twin chain blender, sigma blender, एवढंच ना.
ठीक है. Explain one mixer, whatever you want. Their construction
ribbon
is
blender,
कोणता?
ribbon blender.
Okay, ठीक है. सांगा.
In ribbon blender, there are consist of a ribbon which are metal made up of, and there are twin shell like structure. When we add particles, large amount of particles, when they are twisted like structure, they are rotated. The particles are attached on that blender, and attrition is occurred. It means particles can attractive force are separated, and they are smaller particle size, produces smaller particle size.
Okay. Give the applications of
कशाची मॅडम?
ठीक आहे. ड्राइंगचे सांगा applications.
Drying, it is used in the preparation of formulation of various drug. It is used in wet drying. Granulation is used for the production of tablet and capsule. In solid drying, it is granulations are used in the compression of tablet. Drying is used in the production of pellets and paste. Very low pharmaceutical API, very low API, it is used, drying is used.
So what is the meaning of API?
Anti-pharmaceutical,
No.
This
is the active pharmaceutical ingredient.
Active,
which is the main ingredient in that our formulation. Okay. So in that drying, explain the drum dryer.
Explain the drum dryer. Drum dryer is a metal hollow structure. Drum dryer is a metal hollow suspended in a suspension medium. Drum dryer, when heated and passed through the suspension, a thin film layer is allowed to their position and get dried and get easily our product. It is used in the suspension. It is used in the milk product. It is used in the syrups.
Okay. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर 6.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Give me the definition of filtration.
Filtration is a process of solid in a liquid and gaseous fluid removed with the help of filter medium.
Okay. Explain one filter in detail. Any one filter you can.
No, ma'am.
प्रिन्सिपल कोणत्या फिल्ट्रेशनचं केलंय का फिल्टरचं?
Seeds filter, ma'am.
ठीक
Seeds
आहे,
filter
सांगा.
is based on the application of asbestos pad filter.
Okay. In mixing, which mixer we have used?
Mixing double cone blender, twill shell blender, sigma blade blender, planetary blender, turbines, and
Okay, turbines, paddles, and propellers. These are the mixing devices. These are not the mixers. All of you keep in mind. Okay, give the definition of propellers.
propellers.
Turbines.
Turbines consist of a circular disc which is consist of number of short blades attached.
Okay. So, in centrifugation, which centrifuges are there? कोणते कोणते आहेत centrifugation मध्ये centrifuge?
Perforated basket centrifuge, non-perforated basket centrifuge, super centrifuge, semi-continuous centrifuge.
Okay. Give the definition of corrosion.
Corrosion is caused by the damage of metal.
ठीक है. Roll number 7. Okay. Okay, Ishwari. Give me the definition of corrosion.
A corrosion in which metallic objects react with environment to form measurable changes.
Okay. What are the types of corrosion?
Fluid corrosion structural, fluid corrosion biological, fluid corrosion general.
Okay. Which filters you have studied in the filtration?
Types केलेत मॅम.
हा, सांगा.
Filter media, membrane filter, cis filter, meta filter. Filter leaf.
Okay. From this, anyone you can explain it?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Or anyone dryer or mixer you want to explain?
Drying केलंय मॅम, ड्राइंग अँड मिक्सिंग.
हा, ठीक आहे.
त्यामधलं प्रिन्सिपल
हो, सांगा.
कुठला पण सांगायचं का?
हो,
ट्रे
सांगा.
ड्रायर. In tray dryer, heating air is continuously rotated and forced air convection is removed. Forced convection is removed to moist air from solid take place in dryer. Moist air is removed partially.
Okay. Give the applications of filtration.
Uh, uh, Preservation of sterile product, preservation of drugs, preservation of liquid oral formulation.
Okay. So give the mechanism of filtration.
Mechanism in which first strainment,
enlargement, impingement, and fourth is attractive forces.
Okay. ठीक है ना. Roll number 8.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give the definition of drying.
Removal of a small amount of water from liquid by application of heat.
Okay. Then give the applications of drying.
Application production of bulk drugs, preparation of bulk drugs, preservation of drug product, improved characteristics and handling.
Okay. Which dryers you have studied?
Tray dryer, drum dryer, roller dryer.
Roller dryer. Which roller dryer we have studied?
Drum dryer is also called as roller dryer.
Okay. From this
Tray dryer explain ma'am करू. In tray dryer, hot air continuously circulated, forced convecting heating takes place to remove moisture from solid placed in the tray dryers.
Okay. What is the definition of corrosion?
No ma'am, unit 5 केलं नाही.
का केलं नाही?
मॅम रिव्हिजन केलं नाही तुम्ही 3 and 4 म्हणलेलं.
अच्छा. ठीक आहे. 3, 4, 5 चॅप्टर मी सांगितलं नव्हतं का तुम्हाला?
नाही मॅडम तुम्ही 3 आणि 4 म्हणलेला.
अच्छा ठीक आहे. ओके. सेंट्रिफ्युगेशनचे हे सांगा मला, ऍप्लिकेशन सांगा.
Application production of bulk drugs, production of biological product, biopharmaceutical analysis of drugs.
Okay. So which filters you have studied in the filtration?
Meta filter, rotatory drum filter.
Okay. So explain any one filter.
Meta filter, explain ma'am. Meta filter mechanism is a surface filtration. Metal rings contain semicircular projection arranged as Nesto channel on edge.
Okay. ठीक है. Next roll number. Roll number 9 is not there. Smita, you are there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tell me the definition of mixing.
Mixing is the when two or more components
Okay. पुढं काय?
it is the combination of the two or more components.
Okay. Give me the applications of mixing.
What, ma'am?
Applications of mixing.
Improve the quality of the product.
Yes.
Ma'am, mixing is not studied.
Okay. Give the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is the process of separation of the particles by the use of the centrifugal force.
Explain any one filter in detail.
What, ma'am?
Explain any one filter in detail.
Uh, no,
Okay.
ma'am.
What part you have studied? Tell me.
Centrifugation, filtration, applications of the centrifugation, mechanism of the filtration,
Give me the applications of filtration.
staining, implement, entanglement, and the attractive forces. These are
Okay.
the four
What is
types.
mean by entanglement?
Separation or the detachment of the
Okay. What is mean by straining?
staining. No, ma'am.
Okay. ठीक है. Next. Roll number 10.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Give the definition of mixing.
Mixing is defined as a process that tends to result in a randomization of two invisible particles in the system.
Okay. Explain the trade dryer.
मॅथ ब्रँड्स नाही केले फिल्ट्रेशन सगळं केलं.
Okay. So, sorry. Explain any one filter in detail.
ओके मेम्ब्रेन फिल्टर एक्सप्लेन करू.
हाँ ठीक है चलते.
It's a porous membrane filter that consists of smaller porous filters in that when added solution the size of particles grain smaller than the porous media that can be separated to solutions from a liquid or any solution and purify it and also used in pharmaceutical production.
Okay. Give me the applications of centrifugation.
Centrifugation to produce the bulk drug with the help of a centrifugal force we can separate large particles and production of medicine in the industry for centrifugal force are used.
Okay. ठीक आहे. चालतं लेफ्ट झालं तर चालेल तर सगळ्यांनी फर्स्ट 10 रोल नंबर्स.
Okay, thank you.
roll number 11 is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Please keep camera on. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of drying.
So, drying is defined as a process in which the liquid, generally water, removed from solid, present in the present in the liquid. Uh, it is present in the liquid. It is free. The liquid, so the solid become free from liquid. This is called the drying.
Okay. Then give the applications of drying.
So, drying, application of drying. So, drying is used in the used in a tablet for making tablet lightweight.
Okay.
Only one application. ma'am.
ठीक है. एक ड्रायर एक्सप्लेन करा. ड्रम ड्रायर और द ट्रे ड्रायर.
मॅम क्लासिफिकेशन एक्सप्लेन करू का?
हाँ ठीक है चालते करा.
Okay. The classification of drying. First is the static bed dryer. Second example of the static bed dryer is tray dryer and freeze dryer. Second is moving bed dryer. Example drum dryer, freeze dryer, vacuum dryer, and last is the pneumatic dryer. Example spray dryer.
Okay. Then give me filtration definition.
Yes, ma'am.
Definition of filtration.
Filtration. Definition of filtration. The filtration is a process in which two or more. The filtration is defined as a two or more. Filtration. The filtration is defined as a process in which a solid liquid liquid separation, in which the solid is a separation from the porous medium and solid is liquid from the porous. So this is all.
Okay. Okay. Explain any one centrifuge in detail.
Centrifuge. No, ma'am. Only classification.
Okay.
Classification सांगू का?
ठीक है सांगा classification.
So centrifugation classification, first is a perforated basket centrifuge. Second is the non-perforated basket centrifuge. Third one is the super centrifuge, and last one is the semi-continuous centrifuge.
Okay. Explain any one mixer in that principal construction working.
No, ma'am.
You are not studied. Why you are not studied? ठीक है. Next roll number.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Give me the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is a process of separation of two immiscible liquid, dispersion of material.
Okay. Explain the mechanism of mixing.
Mechanism of mixing of त्यामध्ये टाइप सांगू का कसं करा?
Mixing चे mechanism.
हा, converting mixing, sharing mixing, converting mixing, sharing mixing, diffusing.
Okay. Give the applications of drying.
Application drying is a bulk drug formation होते, solid form मध्ये drugs formation होते. त्यानंतर drying मध्ये एवढंच आहे. म्हणजे ग्रॅव्हिटी फ्लो थेरी वापर होऊन वेगवेगळे प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म होतात ड्राइंग.
Can you explain any one dryer?
हा मॅडम, ट्रे ड्रायर.
Okay.
ट्रे ड्रायर मध्ये हॉट एअर कंटिन्युअसली पास केली जाते. त्यामध्ये काय केलं जातं, एक हे असतं ड्रायर असतं. ड्रायर मध्ये ट्रे ड्रायर मध्ये वेगवेगळे आपण जे ड्रग फॉर्म करतो ते ट्रे मध्ये ठेवायचे. ते रोटेट होत राहतं आणि रोटेट झाल्यानंतर जे ट्रे ड्रायर ते नंतर 15 मिनिटाच्या नंतर ते ड्राय काढून घ्यायचे. सॉलिड फॉर्मेशन ड्राय होते, मॉइश्चर कंटेंट रिमूव्ह होते.
Okay. Then you have studied the corrosion chapter.
corrosionची डेफिनेशन केले.
ठीक आहे, डेफिनेशन सांगा.
डिस्टोरेशन आणि लॉस ऑफ मटेरियल इज अ नॅचरल प्रोसेस.
ओके, ठीक आहे. Then explain any one mixer.
प्लॅनेटरी मिक्सर.
Yes.
प्लॅनेटरी मिक्सर मध्ये ब्लेड्स, नंबर ऑफ ब्लेड्स असते. ते काय करते, मास आणि जी ऑल असते का, म्हणजे मिक्सरचे ऑलवर प्रेशर एक्झर्ट करते आणि ते प्रेशर एक्झर्ट केल्यामुळे तो प्लॅनेटरी मिक्सर असा मिक्सिंग होतो. त्यामुळे जे मिक्सिंग टू कॉम्पोनंट मिक्स टुगेदर होते.
ओके, इंग्लिश मध्ये सांगा.
The blade turns mass apart and sharing the around the own axis and central axis toward the pressure of the all of the mixers and to create the two component of same material are mixing is known as planetary mixing. Own axis and central axis.
Filters you have studied.
Rotatory drum filter. Rotatory drum filter, cartridge filter, meta filter.
Okay. From this you can explain principle.
Filterचं का, फिल्ट्रेशनचं का?
Yes.
filtration मध्ये process of separating the solid material from liquid.
Okay. ठीक है, next one number 13.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you are there.
Yes.
Okay. So explain the mechanism of filtration.
Filtration is the process. Small particles cannot easily filter, so we use a filtration process. That is a solid is separated from liquid.
Okay. Which filters you have studied?
Cartridge filter, seeds filter, filter media.
Okay. From this, anyone you can explain it?
No, ma'am.
Why you have not studied?
I have studied mixing.
Dryer. Anyone dryer you can explain me?
Propellants मध्ये.
Propeller is not a dryer. It is a mixing device.
Sorry, dryer.
Okay, tell me which dryers you have studied.
Sigma blade. I have mixing studied केलं.
ठीक आहे, मिक्सिंग मध्ये काय आहे ते सांगा मला, पूर्ण इन डिटेल सांगा. मिक्सिंग मध्ये काय काय केलं तुम्ही?
मिक्सिंग मध्ये त्याचे टाइप्स, मिक्सिंग कोणकोणत्या प्रकारचे मिक्सिंग आहेत? सिग्मा ब्लेड मिक्सर, प्रोपेलर, देन टर्ब्युलंट, देन
ठीक आहे, एक्सप्लेन कर. एनीवन मिक्सर कोणता आहे? Okay, you have not studied anyone mixer. Then ठीक है, next roll number 14. 14.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Give the definition of drying.
Definition of drying. A removal of a small amount water or other liquid material by application of it.
Okay. सिंपल आहे ना, आपण वेट सॉलिडचं कन्वर्जन कशामध्ये करतो? ड्राय सॉलिड मध्ये करतो. ठीक आहे, ड्रायर्स कोणते कोणते स्टडी केले आपण?
ड्रायर, ट्रे ड्रायर आणि
ओके, एक्सप्लेन करा ट्रे ड्रायर.
ट्रे ड्रायर का मॅडम?
हा, ओके, कोणतं तुम्ही फिल्टर केला असेल किंवा सेंट्रीफ्यूज केला असेल किंवा मिक्सर केला असेल कुठला, तो एक्सप्लेन करा.
मॅडम ट्री ड्रायर सांगतो बघा.
हा,
ट्री ड्रायर नाही मॅडम, व्हॅक्यूम ड्रायर.
ओके, सांगा.
प्रिन्सिपल इन व्हॅक्यूम ड्रायर, material dried by application of vacuum.
Okay, then construction is what?
Instruction.
Construction working of vacuum dryer. ऑफलाईन पेपर असल्यावर कसं लिहिणार तुम्ही कन्स्ट्रक्शन प्रिन्सिपल वर्किंग? हा,
करतो मॅडम.
प्रॉपरली सूरज.
हो मॅडम, करतो.
ओके, गिव्ह मी द डेफिनेशन ऑफ सेंट्रिफ्युगेशन.
Centrifugation. It is unit operation employed from separating the constituent in present in
ठीक आहे, चालतं. नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर 15 कोण आहे?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of filtration.
Filtration is defined as the process of separation of solid from a solid from a fluid bypassing the same through a porous medium that retains the solid but allows pass through fluid.
Okay. So what are the applications of filtration?
Application of filtration is a production of a sterile product, production of bulk drugs, production of liquid drug formulation, and attachment.
ठीक है. Okay. Anyone filter you have studied?
Surface filter. Surface filter is also known as screen filtration. It is a screening action. Action by which process or rules of the medium prevent is passage of solid.
Okay. Another types for the filtration. Another types कोणते कोणते आहेत फिल्टरचे?
Cake filtration, depth filtration आणि surface filtration.
आपण कोणते फिल्टर्स बघितलेले आहेत? फिल्ट्रेशन मध्ये अजून दुसरे कोणते फिल्टर्स बघितले होते?
Non
फिल्टर्स, कार्ट्रिज फिल्टर,
cartridge filter, filter media, filter aid,
okay, sheets filter, membrane filter. Okay. From these, anyone you can explain in detail?
Madam, question repeat करा.
From these filters, any one filter you have to explain the principal, construction and working.
Principal, construction and working of filter, paper and frame filter. Principle of plate and frame filter. The mechanism is a surface filtration. The slurry enters the frame by pressure and flows through the filter medium. The filtrate is collected on the plates and sent to the outlet. And construction of a plate. The construction of plate is plate and frame filter press is made of two types of unit, plates and frame. These are usually made up of aluminum alloy. Sometimes there are also lacquered for protection against corrosive chemicals and made suitable for steam sterilization. And frame contain an open space inside. Frame contains an open space inside wherein the slurry reservoir in maintained for filtration. The working of plate and frame filtration is the working process. The frame and plate process can be described in two steps, namely filtration and washing the cake.
ठीक है. That's the next roll number 16. Okay, give the definition of mixing. Okay. Please keep your camera on.
Ma'am, on है.
अच्छा, ठीक है. So what are the mechanism of the mixing?
Mechanism of implication, intimation,
and stigmentation.
Mixing the mechanism.
Mixing, sorry. Mixing, convective mixing, smear mixing, and a diffusion mixing.
Okay. Give the types of mixers.
Mixers type. Fluidizer bed dryer mixer.
It is a dryer, not a mixer.
Mixer. Roller mixer.
Okay. Next.
Mixer. A propellant liquid mixing साठी use केलं जातं.
Okay, this is a mixing device. Okay. Next mixer.
Filter का madam? Mixer.
Okay. Tell me what you have studied. तुम्ही कोणता पार्ट स्टडी केलाय तो सांगा मला.
Tray dryer.
ठीक आहे. ट्रे ड्रायरचं कन्स्ट्रक्शन प्रिन्सिपल वर्किंग सांगा.
Hot air continuously circulated and moist air removed by partial in tray dryer.
Okay. This is what principle or working in one line.
एवढं डीप मध्ये केलं नाही.
ठीक आहे. ज्यांची वायवा झाली त्यांनी लेफ्ट व्हा, सिनॉप्सिस रेडी ठेवा. ओके. सेंट्रिफ्युगेशनची टाईप सांगा मला.
Centrifugation type का? Sediment centrifuge, ultrafiltration centrifuge.
नेक्स्ट. ठीक आहे. Can you explain any one centrifuge? ठीक आहे. Next, roll number 17.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Explain the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is the process of separation of constituent particles with the help of centrifugal force.
Okay. So give the applications of centrifugation.
It is used for the preparation of bulk products.
Okay. Next.
Improved characteristics.
Okay. What are the types of centrifugation?
Sedimentation centrifugation, ultracentrifugation, supercentrifugation.
Okay. अजून कोणत्या बघितले ते सेंट्रिफ्यूज आपण?
Ultrafiltration.
Okay. From this anyone you can explain it. Or any other part you have studied?
Filter सांग comment. Filter cartridge filter केलं.
ठीक आहे, सांगा चला.
It is a thin porous membrane in which pre-filter and filter membrane medium are combined. It is the process like sieving in which particles are retained on the surface.
ठीक आहे. Next roll number 18.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give the definition of drying.
Drying is a process of removal of small amount of water and liquid material by the heat are called drying.
Okay. Which dryers you have studied?
Which ma'am?
Which dryers we have studied?
Types:
Huh?
drum dryer, vacuum dryer, spray dryer, and vacuum dryer.
Okay. From this, anyone explain it? Principal construction working.
No ma'am. Detail मध्ये नाही रे.
सो कोणता फिल्टर किंवा सेंट्रिफ्यूज किंवा तुम्ही कोणता मिक्सर इन डिटेल स्टडी केलेला आहे तो मला एक एक्सप्लेन करून सांगा.
अल्ट्रा सेंट्रिफ्युगेशन.
ठीक आहे, सांगा.
uses are
युजेस डायरेक्ट त्याचे
they are solid are separated from the liquid, extremely separated from liquid. Examples are the colloidal research and ultracentrifuge.
ओके. ऍप्लिकेशन सांगा सेंट्रिफ्युगेशनचे.
Used in the production of bulk drug, preparation of biological products, analysis of pharmaceutical analysis of drugs, and used in the molecular weight of the colloids.
Okay. So which are the types of mixers?
Mixers are three types: solid mixing, liquid mixing, and semi-solid mixing.
So in that mixing, which mixers we have studied?
Consecutive mixing,
मिक्सर्स कोणते यूज केले जातात?
laminar mixing, bulk transport.
ओके, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of mixing.
Okay, ma'am.
Mixing definition.
Mixing is defined as the operation in which two or more components are mixed, which has different phase. It may be homogeneous or heterogeneous.
Okay. Explain any one mixer in detail. The principal construction working.
No, ma'am. फक्त इंग्लिश करू शकते.
ठीक आहे. कोणता सेंट्रिफ्यूज किंवा कोणता फिल्टर किंवा कोणता ड्रायर तुम्ही इन डिटेल सांगू शकता? Why you have studied?
फक्त म्हणजे कन्स्ट्रक्शन वर्किंग नाही सांगू शकणार. युजेस, ऍप्लिकेशन आणि ऍडव्हर्टायजेस.
If your offline exam will be there, so what you should write on your paper? Only applications and uses?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you have to study properly.
Okay, ma'am.
ऑनलाईन एक्झाम आहे त्यामुळे तुम्हाला आता काही गरज वाटत नाही स्टडी करायची. ठीक आहे. मिक्सर्स कोणते कोणते येतात ते लिस्ट करा.
मिक्सर इंग्लिश करायचे का?
हा.
Classification of mixers. It includes blender, double cone blender, twin shell blender, turbines, paddles, आणि sigma blade mixer.
ऍप्लिकेशन्स येतात का मिक्सिंगचे ऍप्लिकेशन्स?
नाही मॅम मिक्सिंगचं नाही केलं, फिल्ट्रेशनचं ड्रायिंगचं वगैरे केलं.
ठीक आहे सांग. फिल्ट्रेशन
कसं?
सांगा.
मेटा फिल्टरचं वगैरे सांगू का?
हा, सांगा.
मेम्ब्रेन फिल्टर, मेटा फिल्टर.
ठीक आहे सांगा.
Membrane filter works on the principle of physical separation, and it is thin layer of semi-permeable material that separates substance when driving force is applied across the membrane, and the process involved in it is microfiltration, ultrafiltration, nanofiltration आणि reverse osmosis. आणि membrane filterचे advantages. Membrane filtration has filtration rate is rapid. They are disposable, easily disposable, and there is no chances of bacterial growth during the filtration process, and absorption is negligible of the solution, and
Okay.
its applications are used in dairy products, starch and sweetener industry, sugar industry, and chemical industry, and also used in pharmaceutical industry.
Okay. ठीक आहे. Roll number 20. 20 is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give the definition of filtration.
Filtration is defined as process of separation of the solid from the fluid.
Okay. What are the types of filters?
Filtration.
हा.
Leaf filter, पुन्हा ribbon cone filter, then एवढंच आहे मॅम.
Okay. Give me the types of dryers you have studied.
Dryer, spray dryer, drum dryer, rotatory drum dryer, fluidized wet dryer, vacuum dryer.
Explain any one dryer.
Vacuum dryer, the principle concept.
हा, ठीक आहे.
Vacuum dryer is म्हणजे its principle is based on the vacuum. When the liquid is passes into the vacuum, its temperature is म्हणजे its temperature lowered, so all this process is completed in the lower temperature, so there will be the increasing the filtration, the vacuum filter.
Okay. त्याचं वर्किंग कन्स्ट्रक्शन काय केले? मग तुम्ही कुठला फिल्टर केलाय किंवा कुठला मिक्सर केलेला आहे किंवा कुठला सेंट्रिफ्यूज केलेला आहे?
कार्टिलेज सेंट्रिफ्यूज केलं तर म्हणजे त्याचं नुसतं प्रिन्सिपल वाचलं होतं.
ठीक आहे सांगा कार्टेज फिल्टर.
Cartilage filter, it is a porous filter, and it is made up of combined with the pre-filter and membrane filter. So this mechanism is a sieve-like process.
ठीक आहे. लेफ्ट झाले तरी चालेल आता. Hello, roll number 21 is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your camera on. Ma'am? Prashant, you are having some range problem. Okay.
What, ma'am?
Fine. Okay. You remove your headphone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give the definition of drying.
Definition of
Drying. Simple definition आहे drying ची.
Drying is the process. Drying is the process of removing the presence of solvents.
Okay. From which wet solid can be converted into the dry product or the dry solid. Okay. You have studied the dryers.
No, ma'am.
Which dryers we have studied? ड्रायर्स आपण स्टडी केले होते. ड्रायरचे टाइप सांगा मला.
Tray dryer.
Okay.
Rotatory dryer. Spray dryer.
Yes.
Fluid bed dryers. Vacuum tray dryer. And belt dryer.
Okay. ठीक आहे. एक ड्रायर मला एक्सप्लेन करा.
Tray dryer.
Okay, explain it.
Tray dryer is a batch process used to dry materials that are liquid or wet cake.
Okay.
The input materials are batched. Placed into trays.
ठीक है.
And they are located into overhead ovens for drying.
Okay.
And tray dryer is widely used for material drying in pharmaceutical manufacturing.
Give the definition of centrifugation.
What, ma'am?
Centrifugation.
No, ma'am, sorry.
Okay. Filtration definition.
Filtration, the process in which solid particles in a liquid or gaseous fluid
Yes.
are removed by the use of filter medium that permits the fluid to pass through, but it retains the solid particles.
Okay. Okay. Next roll number 22.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of mixing.
Mixing is a process that tends to result in the randomization of dissimilar particles within a system.
Okay. Keep your camera on. Okay. What are the applications of mixing?
It is involved in many types of formulations, also used in the granulations and in the production of pellets and granules.
Okay. Then next, which mixers we have studied?
Mixer.
कोणता mixer?
Ribbon mixer, planetary mixer, sigma blade mixer.
Explain any one mixer.
Right, ma'am.
You have not studied.
Filtration केलं मॅम.
ठीक आहे. एक फिल्टर एक्सप्लेन करा मग.
In the plate and flame filter, it is the mechanism of surface filtration. In that, slurry is entered into the frame by the pressures and flow of the filter medium, and this substance collected into the plates and sent to the outlet, and in this way number of frames and plates are used in the plate and frame filter, so surface area increases and volume of slurry production is increases.
Okay. ठीक आहे. corrosionची definition सांगा मला.
Corrosion is a degradation of metal due to the electrochemical process.
Okay. ठीक आहे. Next roll number 23.
Yes.
Okay. Give me the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is a unit operation that employed for the separation of a constituent present in the dispersion with the aid of a centrifugal force.
Okay. ठीक आहे. What are the types of centrifuges?
Centrifuges, there are three types. Super centrifuges, filtration centrifuges, and ultra centrifuges.
Okay. आणि जर अजून सेंट्रिफ्यूज कोणते कोणते बघितले होते आपण?
What, ma'am?
अजून दुसरे कोणते कोणते सेंट्रिफ्यूज बघितले होते आपण?
Centrifuge.
Super centrifuge, semi-continuous centrifuge, atomic band centrifuge.
Yes.
Okay. From this, anyone you can explain?
Super centrifuge and you could.
Okay. Or anyone dryer or anyone mixer, you can explain it.
सेंट्रिफ्यूज मध्ये
कोणता तरी एक ड्रायर किंवा मिक्सर केलाय का तुम्ही?
सेंट्रिफ्यूज मध्ये सांगू का मॅडम?
हा सांगा.
Perforated basket centrifuge. Perforated basket centrifuge is a perforated basket centrifuge is a filtration. The separation is through a perforated basket centrifuge is the difference between the densities of solid and liquid phases, and the ball contains perforated side. The ball contains perforated side wall, and it is used for removing unwanted solid from a liquid. It is also used in the to separating crystalline drugs from the mother liquefier.
ओके ठीक आहे. नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर 24.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके. Give me the definition of drying.
Drying is defined as the process in which water or liquid in a wet solid is removed by the vaporization to get a dry solid.
Okay. Okay. What are the applications of drying?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Give the mechanism of mixing.
Mechanism of mixing in solid mixing, shear mixing, then convecting mixing, diffusion mixing, and in liquid, bulk transport, molecular diffusion, laminar mixing.
Okay. ठीक है. Explain any one mixer in detail.
Meta mixer, the filtration mechanism of a meta filter involves.
Mixer.
Hello, ma'am.
Mixer. Any one mixer.
No, ma'am.
Okay, you are preparing the meta filter.
Dryer also, ma'am.
Okay. Explain meta filter.
Meta filter, the filtration mechanism involves the surface filtration.
Okay. Next पुढं काय?
No, ma'am.
Explain dryer. Anyone dryer?
Static bed dryer. It is also called as a stray dryer. In a static bed dryer, by the continuous flow of hot air, forced convection takes place, and at the same time, moist air is removed out.
Okay. ठीक है. Next roll number 25.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me a definition of filtration.
Filtration is a process in which solid from the suspension is separated from the liquid from the porous medium.
ठीक है. Your number is 25, ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What are the types of centrifuge?
There are mainly three types: sedimentation centrifuge, ultracentrifuge, and filtration centrifuge. And again, sedimentation, it consists horizontal continuous centrifuge, non-perforated centrifuge. In ultracentrifuge, very small particles are formed, and in filtration centrifuge, perforated basket centrifuge and semi-continuous centrifuge.
Okay. Explain any one mixer in detail.
Ma'am, mixer नाही केलं.
So what part we have studied?
Yes, ma'am.
So what part you have studied?
Dryer and corrosion.
Okay, give me the definition of corrosion.
Corrosion is defined as the reaction of metallic materials with environment, which results in the functional failure of the metallic components.
Okay. So what are the types of corrosion?
There are two types: dry corrosion and wet corrosion. Dry corrosion leads to direct attack of gases, and wet corrosion leads to aqueous attack of gases or liquids.
ओके. अजून नेक्स्ट अजून 4 टाइप बघितले होते आपण इन डिटेल मध्ये.
मॅम मी एक्झामला गेलते ना, मग मी अटेंड केले नव्हते. तुम्हाला सांगितलेलं मी.
अजून कोणता पार्ट स्टडी केला तुम्ही? ड्रायर स्टडी केलेत का?
हो मॅम.
हा, एक्सप्लेन एनी वन ड्रायर.
First, tray dryer. It is mostly used common dryer. The trays are arranged horizontally, and convective heating takes place. Hot air oven is continuously circulated, and it is mostly used in sticky materials.
Okay. ठीक आहे. चालतं. नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर गायत्री.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me definition of mixing.
Mixing is defined as two or more components within a system converted into a mixture.
Okay. What are the types of mixers?
There are many types of mixer, that is cone blender, twin shell blender, and ribbon blender, sigma blade blender, planetary mixer.
Okay. ठीक आहे. त्याच्यामधला एक एक्सप्लेन करा मिक्सर.
ड्रायर केलाय मॅम.
ठीक आहे, ड्रायर एक्सप्लेन करा.
Tray dryer. The principle is, in this tray dryer, the hot air is circulated and the heating hot air is circulated continuously, and in this dryer there is a rectangular chamber. In this chamber there are a number of trays are placed, and on these trays the wet solid are placed to moisture, and the moisture is removed particularly.
ओके. ठीक आहे, नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of drying.
Drying definition, madam.
Huh?
Drying is the process of removal of small amount of water or other liquid by the application of it.
Okay. Keep your camera on. Okay. So give me the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is the separation of the material with the help of the centrifugal force.
Okay. Which centrifuges we have studied? Types of centrifugation.
काय मॅडम?
Centrifuge कोणते कोणते स्टडी केले आपण?
टाइप्स ऑफ
Centrifuge.
सेंट्रीफ्यूज का?
हा.
Types of centrifuge, planetary mixer and planetary mixer.
Mixer झालं.
Perforated basket centrifuge, perforated, then non-perforated basket centrifuge.
Okay, good. Then next कोणते कोणते बघितले होते अजून?
Semi-continuous centrifuge.
हा. अजून?
तेवढेच माहिती मॅडम.
ठीक आहे. नेक्स्ट कोणता पार्ट स्टडी केलाय तुम्ही अजून?
Filtration.
Okay, filters. Any one filter, can you explain me?
काय मॅडम?
Any one filter, can you explain me?
Yes मॅडम.
ठीक आहे, एक्सप्लेन करा एखादं फिल्टर.
Leaf filter madam.
ठीक आहे, एक्सप्लेन करा.
In this filter, longitudinal drainage skin is present, which is covered with a filter cloth. This is the surface filtration phenomenon, and sieves or strain are sieve and strainer are acted. Then vacuum and pressure is applied to increase the rate of filtration. Then construction, leaf filter is enclosing of screen, a frame of enclosing screen, and consists of grooved plate. Then its shape is circular or square. Then the whole unit is covered with filter cloth.
Okay.
Then filter connects inside to the frame where suction takes place. Then this working filter leaf is first immersed in slurry. Then vacuum system is connected to the filtered outlet. Then slurry is passed through cotton cloth filter cloth. Then the finally filtrate enter into the drainage canal, and it is received at the outlet. Then the air is passed in the reverse direction to facilitate the removal of cake that is formed during filtration.
ठीक आहे. Next roll number 28.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation, it is a unit of operation employed for separation of constituents present in dispersion with the help of centrifugal force.
Okay. Which centrifuges we have studied?
Perforated basket centrifuge, non-perforated basket centrifuge, super centrifuge.
Okay. Can we explain?
And semi-continuous. Any one?
Can you explain any one centrifuge?
Super centrifuge. It is processed by the mechanism of segmentation centrifuge. It is based on the difference between distance in two immiscible liquid. Heavier liquid are outside and lighter liquid are present in inner thin and separated by modified outer wires.
Okay. ठीक है. Next number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Define mixing.
Mixing is a process of randomization of the particles by the mixture particles.
Okay. What are the applications of mixing?
Mixing helps in a food industry and in the formation of tablets, capsules.
Okay. Anyone mixer? Can you explain?
Uh, mixture mixture and blenders are the same. Examples: double clone blender, twin cell blender, in which double cone blender, it is usually charged and discharged through a same part. Efficient design for mixing powder of different densities.
Okay. That's construction working principle.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So which construction principle working you have studied? Which point?
Vacuum dryer, can I explain them?
Okay. Explain it.
In vacuum dryer, the material is dried by the application of vacuum. Hence, water evaporates faster. Heat transfer become efficient. Construction, it is made up of cast iron and heavy jacket. The oven is covered by vacuum, placing condenser in between, and working. Material to be dried in is placed in trays, and door is closed of vacuum dryer. एवढंच आहे.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
ठीक है. Sanjay Kumar Mutagi is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So explain it. What point you have to explain?
Vacuum dryer हे केलं होतं, ma'am.
Please keep your camera on.
Yes, ma'am. In vacuum dryer, there is a application of vacuum is applied. Then hence water evaporates faster. Heat transfer become efficient in vacuum dryer. In construction of vacuum dryer, cast iron and heavy jacket are used. एवढंच येते, ma'am.
number. Please keep your camera on.
Yes, ma'am.
29.
Yes, ma'am.
29 number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you are explaining the vacuum dryer. Please explain it.
Okay. ma'am. In vacuum dryer, there is a application of vacuum is applied. Hence, water evaporates faster. Heat transfer takes place efficiently. In the construction of vacuum dryer, there is a cast iron and heavy jackets are applied, and the sleeve yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, explain करा.
Okay, ma'am. Sleeves provide large surface area in vacuum dryer.
Okay, roll number 30. Aishwarya Mere.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please keep your camera on.
On, ma'am.
ठीक आहे, तुमचा कॅमेरा ऑन दिसत नाही मला.
मॅम ऑन आहे.
अच्छा ठीक आहे. I have the range problem. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Explain the definition of drying.
Drying is the process removal of small quantity of the water or any liquid from the material by using the hot heat. Hello, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. मॅम आवाज ब्रेक होते.
ओके, आवाज येतो का माझा तुम्हाला ऐश्वर्या?
हो मॅम, आता येते.
हा ठीक आहे.
मॅम ऐकू येत नाहीये.
Definition.
कशाचं मॅम?
Drying.
It is the removal of small quantity of water or any liquid from the material by using heat.
Explain one centrifuge in detail.
Anyone, ma'am?
Okay, any one centrifuge, can you tell me?
मॅम फिल्ट्रेशन मिक्सरचं किंवा ह्याचं सांगू का? हॅलो मॅम.
Hello, ma'am. हॅलो हा मॅम आता येतोय आवाज. हॅलो. हॅलो मॅम.
हॅलो ऐश्वर्या.
हो मॅम आता येतोय. सांगू का?
हा ठीक आहे सांग.
Non-perforated basket centrifuge principle. This is sedimentation centrifuge. The separation is based on the difference in the density of the solid or liquid phase without a pore.
Okay. So what is the definition of corrosion?
Hello, ma'am. Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Definition of corrosion.
It is the reaction of metallic material with its environmental which cause the measurable changes in the material.
ठीक आहे. लेफ्ट झालं तरी चालेल तुम्ही.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, roll number 31 is there. 31. Okay. 32 is there, na?
Hello, ma'am. 31.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So ते ऍड होईपर्यंत तुम्ही वह्यामध्ये तोपर्यंत 31 ऍड होईपर्यंत.
Hello, ma'am.
So give me the definition of drying.
Drawing. Hello, ma'am.
Keep your camera, all of you, please keep your camera on when you are giving.
Hello, ma'am. Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Okay, Pooja.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, roll number 31 is present here.
Hello, ma'am.
31 इथं मला दिसत नाही 31. ओके हा ज्ञानेश्वरी.
Hi, yes, ma'am.
ज्ञानेश्वरी
drawing.
सागर.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me, Naneshwari?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
31 number.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am, ते present आहेत.
Hello, ma'am.
दिसली ना?
Gab.
Ma'am, roll number 32 घ्या तो.
31 आहे का?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 31.
Yes, ma'am.
Give the definition of drying.
Drying is defined as the removal of small amount of water or other liquid from a material by the application of heat.
Okay. Explain anyone dryer in detail.
Tray dryer. In tray dryer, hot air continuously circulated forced convection heating takes place to remove moisture from the solids placed in the trays. Hello, ma'am.
Okay. Thirty-one number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation.
Okay.
Centrifugation is a unit operation employed for separating the constituent present in dispersion with the aid of centrifugal force.
Okay. Next roll number 32.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of filtration.
Filtration is it may be defined as process separation solids from fluid by passing some through a porous medium that retains all of fluid to pass through.
Okay. Explain anyone filter in detail. Their construction working principle also.
मॅम प्रिन्सिपल सांगते फक्त कन्स्ट्रक्शन वर्किंग नाहीये.
Okay.
Cartridge
4 minutes.
filter. Hello, ma'am.
Okay, 32 number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation, it is the unit operation employed for separating constituents in a present in a dispersion with aid centrifugal force.
Okay. What are the types of centrifuges?
Types of centrifuges: perforated basket centrifugation and semi-continuous centrifugation.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Types
तुमचा
of
आवाज
centrifuges.
types of centrifuges: perforated basket and semi-continuous, ma'am.
Okay.
मॅम ते कार्ट्रिज फिल्टरचं प्रिन्सिपल विचारलं होतं, सांगू का?
पूजा.
हॅलो मॅम. मॅम तुमचा आवाज क्लिअर येत नाही.
Explain any one centrifuge.
नो मॅम.
Any one dryer. Keep your camera on, all of you.
Tray dryer, ma'am.
Scent.
In tray dryer, moist air removed partially. It uses sticky materials. Plastic substance can be dried in tray dryer. It handling of materials can be done without loses.
Okay. ठीक है. 33 number.
Yes, madam.
ठीक है. Give me the definition of filtration.
Filtration is the process of separation of solid from by passing through the filter. Same through is a porous medium that remains the solids.
Okay. Explain anyone filter in detail.
No, ma'am.
Anyone mixer.
No, ma'am.
So which part you have studied?
Mm, applications of filtration and types of filtration. Drying definition.
Any principle working you don't have studied?
Vacuum dryers.
हा ठीक आहे सांगा.
Principle in vacuum dryer. Is material air by dried to vacuum applications. In water evaporation process.
Okay. ठीक आहे. Next roll number. 34 number. Please come fast.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of mixing.
It is a process in which that resin contains more particles in dissimilar particles in one system.
Okay. Anyone mixer in detail?
Mixer का madam?
हाँ.
In fluid air mixer, that is example is fluidized mixer, and it is air support in that air supported blending are used, and expansion with diffusion or
ठीक है. Next roll number 35.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of mixing.
Mixing is the process in which two or more components within a system are converted into one or more mixture.
Okay. Explain anyone mixer in detail.
Sir.
हाँ.
Mixer no ma'am, but filter करू शकते एखादा filter.
हाँ ठीक आहे सांगा.
Cartridge filter principle. Principle behind this filter is that water is pushed to membrane in filter membrane filter are combined into a single unit. As a result, the principles are retained on the filter. And construction सांगायचं का मॅम? Advantages, disadvantages, working सांगायचं.
Working सांगा फक्त तेवढं.
Okay ma'am. Slurry is pumped into cartridge holder through inlet, and it passes through cartridge filter. Filtration occurs due to mechanism of straining, and particles get attached to surface while the clear liquids passes through center, and filter moves up the collected through outlet.
Okay. Next roll number 36. 36. Sakshi Nagne. Sakshi Nagne, are you there? Sakshi Nagne. Please tell the 36 number. to give Viva. 36 number. Thirty-six number. ओके लेफ्ट व्हा आणि परत जॉईन व्हा 36 नंबर. तोपर्यंत 37 नंबर वायवा द्या मला चला.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, give me the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is the defined. Centrifugation is the defined. Centrifugation is the unit operation employed for separating for constituent present in this dispersion with centrifugation force.
Okay. Explain any one centrifuge in detail.
Semi-continuous centrifugation सांगू का मैं?
हाँ सांगा.
Principle, it is filtration centrifuge. The separation is through perforated wall based the different in the densities of the solids and liquid phase. Construction, it consists of a vertical perforated basket which is the supported from horizontal shaft driven by motor.
ठीक है. Next 36 number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of mixing.
Mixing is defined as one or more substance mixed in stirring together.
Okay. Explain your mixer in detail. Their construction principle and working. You don't know? Tell me what you have prepared.
Ma'am, air mix.
You have muted yourself. Unmuted yourself. Okay, तुमचा आवाज कसं काय येत नाही मग? Hey, you are having the range problem. Remove your earphones.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
आता येतोय आवाज.
हॅलो मॅम.
हा.
ओके. फिल्ट्रेशनचे डिफाईन सांगू.
डेफिनेशन नका सांगू मला. कोणताही एखादा फिल्टर एक्सप्लेन करा किंवा ड्रायर एक्सप्लेन करा. ठीक है. Next roll number 38.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please keep your camera on.
केला ma'am.
ठीक है. Give the definition of filtration.
Filtration is defined as the process of separation of solid by passing through porous medium to retain the solid, and it allow the passing liquid.
Okay. Explain anyone filter in detail.
फिल्टर डिटेल नाही आहेत, फक्त युजेस केलेत.
दुसरा कोणता ड्रायर किंवा मिक्सर केलेला आहे का?
डिटेल नाही, युजेस तेवढं केलेत. मग हे सांगू का टाइप्स?
का फक्त
हॅलो,
प्रिन्सिपल कन्स्ट्रक्शन पण विचारलं जातं ना एक्झाम मध्ये?
हा मॅम.
मग कोणतं केले ते सांगा, एखादा ड्रायर सांगा मला.
डिटेल मध्ये नाही केला.
ठीक आहे, सांगा.
फक्त यूज केलेत. मग सांगू का? हॅलो,
हो सांगा.
हॅलो मॅम.
हा, येस यू कॅन टेल.
Uses of the sigma blend mixer. It is a primary used for the liquid and also used for the solid, and it also use a wet granules process. Uses of the turbines. It is highly effectively high viscosity, and second is the viscosity ranges 7,000 pascal. Uses of planetary mixers at low speed.
Next roll number 39 number.
Yes ma'am.
Okay, give me the definition of mixing.
Mixing is defined as a process that tends to result in radiation of dismylation particle within a system.
Okay, explain anyone mix.
मॅम,
in detail.
मिक्सिंग केलं नाही, ड्रायर केले. ड्रायर सांगू का?
हा सांगा.
Tray dryers principle in tray dryers, hot air is a continuous circulate forced convection heating take place to remove moisture from the solid place in trays. The most air is removed partially. Working सांगू का मॅम?
हो सांगा.
Working solid is lead into tray. Tray is placed in the chamber. Fresh air is introduced through inlet, which pass through the heating and gets heating up. The hot air is circulated by means of fan at the 2 to 5 meter per second. The water is picked up to by air. This event occurs in a single pass of air. The time of
ठीक आहे, next roll number 40 roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me the definition of drying.
process in which water or any other substance is removed by the process of evaporation from a solvent.
Explain anyone dryer.
No, ma'am. Dryer.
So which part you have studied?
Corrosion केलं मॅडम. मॅम हॅलो. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Hello. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, 40 number is there.
Hello, ma'am.
Ha.
Ma'am, corrosion केले सांगू corrosion.
Ha.
It is a naturally process. Refined metal is converted into chemically factors affecting आहेत pH, oxidizing agent, viscosity आणि prevention आपण by design selecting metal and galvanization.
ओके ठीक आहे. लेफ्ट झालं तर चालेल तुम्ही. Hello, 41 is there? Roll number 41 is there?
Yes, madam.
Okay, please keep your camera on. All of you keep your camera on. Otherwise, you will be absent. Okay, give the definition of drying.
Dryer, removal of small amount of amount group water of other liquid and applications of heat.
Okay, explain anyone dryer.
वैक्यूम ड्रायर करू का मॅडम?
हाँ ठीक है सांगा.
Vacuum dryer principle in vacuum dryer method is dryer by application vacuum, hence water evaporation faster and heat transfer becomes efficient.
Okay, definition of centrifugation.
काय मॅडम?
Centrifugation definition.
Centrifugation definition. The action of no madam.
What are the types of centrifugation? Centrifuge चे type कुठले कुठले आहेत?
Centrifugation चे type continuous centrifuge madam. Second ultra sedimentation centrifuge madam. And perforated.
ठीक है, next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Give the definition of mixing.
The process which two or more ingredients are treated in such a way that every particle of any one ingredient lies as near as per possible to the particle of other ingredient.
Okay, explain anyone mixer in detail.
मिक्सर नाही ड्रायर येते.
ठीक आहे, सांगा ड्रायर.
ट्रे ड्रायर सांगू का?
हाँ सांगा.
Tray dryer is an enclosed insulated chamber in which tray are placed on top of each other trolleys. Tray dryers are used where heating and drying essential part of manufacturing process such as chemicals, dyestuffs, pharmaceutical, food products, and colors. The basic working principle of this increasable machine is a continuous circulation of hot air. The tray dryer moisture is removed from the solid that are placed in tray by forced conventional heating.
The moist air is removal is conduction partially, but in a simultaneously fusion. Its application, tray dryers is used in drying of the sticky materials. Tray dryers are used in drying uh, drying of granular mass or crystalline material. Plastic substance can be dried by tray dryer. Um, uh, Wet mass preparations, precipitation, and pests can be dried in tray dryer.
Okay, next roll number.
आला.
43 number.
Yes, madam.
Give the definition of filtration.
Filtration, mechanical or physical process of separating substance and uncollided particles.
Okay, explain any one filter in detail.
Filter in meta filtered, example lip filter and filter media and a filtered and एवढंच मॅडम.
ह्यापैकी एखादा एक्सप्लेन करा.
फिल्टरेड मॅडम एक्सप्लेन करतो. ग्रुप ऑफ इंटर material that can use in filtration transmitter and filter media. The surface upon solid are dispersed on or in filter called as filter media.
ठीक है, नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर. 44 नंबरला जॉईन व्हायला सांगा. हा डोके 44 नंबरला जॉईन व्हायला सांगा.
हा मॅडम सांगतो.
हा, नेक्स्ट 45 नंबर.
Yes, madam.
हा, गिव्ह द डेफिनेशन ऑफ मिक्सिंग.
Mixing. Mixing, a process that tends to result in randomization of dissimilar particles within a system is called mixing.
Explain any one mixer in detail.
No, ma'am.
So what part you have studied? Please tell me.
Filtration.
ठीक आहे, फिल्टर्स एक्सप्लेन करा एखादा.
Filter add करू मॅम.
हा.
Filter add is the objective of to prevent group of inert material that can be used in filtration treatment is known as filter aid.
ठीक है, नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, give the definition of drying.
Conversion into less solid into dry solid.
Explain any one dryer.
Vacuum dryer, principally in vacuum dryer, materials in dried by application of vacuum in water factor, heat transfer become efficient.
Okay, ठीक है, नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, ठीक है. Give the definition of centrifugation.
Ma'am, centrifugation is the process in which we use that process for separating liquids or solid in liquids.
Okay. Explain anyone centrifuge.
No, ma'am.
So which part you have studied? Can you explain me?
Ma'am, filtration, mixing, drying.
Okay. Filtration.
Yes, ma'am. Filtration. Filtration is the process in which separation of solids from fluid by passing the same pore medium.
Okay. Anyone other? अजून काय केलं तुम्ही दुसरं सांगा मला.
Ma'am, filtration, mixing, application of filtration, application of mixing, filtration. It is used for production of sterile. It is used in production of sterile products, production of bulk drugs, liquid formulation, clarifying the potable water, and it is in form of solid material.
Next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Keep your camera on. Give me the definition of mixing. Mixing definition. Drying definition.
Application of filtration सांगू का?
हा सांगा.
First, production of sterile product. Air is filtered through HEPA filter. Efficiency or laminar air bench to obtain sterile air. Sterile air maintain good environment prior to and during manufacture of sterile product. Second, production of bulk drugs. Solids of intermediates and finished products are separated from the reaction mixture of filtration technique. By this method, impurities can be removed. Third one, production of liquid oral formulation. Filtration is an essential step in the production of liquid orals for obtaining clear solution.
ठीक है. Next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me the definition of drying.
Drying. Removing small amount of water or other liquid material by application heat.
Okay, define filtration.
Filtration. It is a separating solid from a fluid passing in the same through in porous medium, but also fluid pass through.
ठीक आहे. फिल्टर एखादा केलाय का तुम्ही? फिल्टर डिटेल मध्ये सांगा मला.
सरफेस filtration सांगू.
हा सांगा.
Surface filtration, it is a equipment is expensive. It is particle size is a more predictable and mechanical strength is a less.
ठीक है. Next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, give me the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is a unit operation employed for separating the constituent present in dispersion with the aid of centrifugal force.
Okay, explain anyone centrifuge in detail.
No, ma'am.
So which part you have studied? Tell me.
Filter dryer केला ma'am, dryer.
हाँ ठीक है, सांगा dryer.
Drum dryer principle. The drum dryer is equipment used to convert a solution and suspension into the solids and
working is drum rotate the liquid material get to external surface of drum, and the liquid is spread as film onto the surface, and the dryer of material is done by the process of steam when passed to the drum. Then advantages: drying take place in less time. It's suitable for thermosensitive drugs. It occupies less space. Disadvantages is maintenance cost is high. It is not suitable for the less solubility products.
ओके ठीक आहे, लेफ्ट झालं तरी चालेल आता.
Mm-hmm.
51 number is not there. Okay, 52 number.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
must have.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
of you, when you are giving viva, please keep your camera on. Otherwise, you will be absent. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Give the definition of mixing.
What, ma'am?
Mixing definition.
Mixing definition: if two or more substances mix, or if you mix them, they combine to form a new substance.
Okay. Explain anyone mixer in detail.
मॅम मिक्सर केलं, मॅम ड्रायर केलं, व्हॅक्यूम ड्रायर.
हा ठीक आहे, सांगा व्हॅक्यूम ड्रायर.
Okay, ma'am. Vacuum dryer principle: material is dried by application of vacuum. When vacuum is created, pressure is lowered so that water boils at lower temperature. Hence, water evaporates faster, heat transfer becomes efficient. That is, rate of drying enhances. And it is made up of high navy jacketed vessel. Thank you.
ठीक आहे, नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर.
और मॅडमचा आवाज येत नाही ना काय?
Yes,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Give the definition of centrifugation.
I don't know.
No. Filtration definition.
Filtration is the separation of solid from passing the fluid to same medium. Porous medium.
Okay, explain anyone filter in detail.
Ma'am, cake filter.
हाँ ठीक है सर.
Filter consists of porous woven cloth through a concentrated suspension particle pass through a breach of the hole from a bed. The cloth may be effective when the holes are likely to be larger than the particles are removed. Therefore, the cloth presented on the concentrated suspension of rigid particles. So the rigid particle breach of the hole and from the bed, the particles are held back and which liquid passes the small intents.
Okay, define mixing.
Mixing is the two particles are mixed in another medium.
Next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, give the definition of centrifugation.
No, ma'am.
Filtration.
Yes. Filtration is defined as process of separation of solid from fluid by passing the through precocious medium that retain the solid fluid pass through.
Explain anyone filter.
मॅम डिफरन्स सांगू का सरफेस अँड डेप्थ फिल्ट्रेशनचा?
हाँ सांगा.
Surface filtration, the size particle retain slightly higher than mean pore of size medium, and then the depth filtration is the size particle retain smaller than pores through fluid passes. Then surface filtration, it has a low capacity, and depth filtration, it has a high capacity. Then surface filtration size particle more predictable, and the size depth filtration particles are less predictable. And surface filtration explain is the cellulose membrane. What, ma'am?
ठीक आहे सांगा.
काय?
सांगा.
हॅलो, फिल्ट्रेशन ना मॅडम?
हाँ.
Surface filtration is example of cellulose membrane filter, and depth filtration examples are sintered filters.
ठीक आहे, नेक्स्ट रोल. Next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give the definition of drying.
Is defined as the removal of small amount of water or other liquid from a material by the application of heat.
Okay. Explain anyone dryer in detail.
No, ma'am.
So what part you have studied? You have not studied any part? Mixing,
No, ma'am.
centrifugation,
Drying.
filtration. तुम्ही काय स्टडी केलं नाहीये का?
Define सांगू मॅम centrifugation.
हा सांगा.
Is a unit of operation employed by for separating the constituent part present is present in dispersion with the aid of centrifugal force.
ठीक है. Next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is a unit operation employed for the separating constituent present in dispersion in head.
Okay. Explain anyone centrifuge in detail. बघून सांगताय का? Explain anyone centrifuge in detail. Anyone dryer?
Types of dryer: drum dryer, free dryer, vacuum dryer, freeze dryer, crate dryer.
ठीक है. Next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. Definition सांगा mixing ची.
Process that tends to result in random resultant of dissimilar particle within a system is known as a mixing.
ठीक है. Explain anyone mixer.
Vacuum dryer सांगतो ma'am.
हा सांगा.
Principally in a vacuum dryer, material is dryer by application of vacuum in water vapor faster and heat transfer.
ठीक है. Next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
ज्यांचं झालं त्यांनी लेफ्ट झालं तरी चालेल. Okay. Give the definition of drying.
Drying means removal of water or a liquid from a substance by the application of heat.
Okay. Explain anyone dryer in detail.
tray dryer principle. The hot air is circulated through the dryer by removal of water by the heat application.
ठीक है, next roll number.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, give the definition of filtration.
Filtration is the separation of liquid, separation of solid from a liquid by simple through the porous material.
Okay, explain anyone centrifuge, sorry, filter in detail.
Membrane filter.
ठीक है sir.
Membrane filter is act like barrier to remove or the contaminate water. In this reverse osmosis used, ultrafiltration and nanofiltration used. This filtration are used to sterilize aqueous and liquid oil, and it does not used in it does not used to filtration of alcohol, ketone, and other organic material.
ठीक है, next roll number.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, define mixing.
Mixing is a process that tends to result in actions of dissimilar particles within a system.
Explain anyone mixer. Explain anyone mixer.
Ma'am, drum dryer सांगू?
हाँ सांग.
Drum dryers is also called as roller dryer or film drum dryer. Principle in drum dryer, heated hollow metal drums which rotate on longitudinal axis and parallelly dipped into the solution and to be dried and carried a film on the dryers and dried to form a layer.
ठीक है, next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
61. Okay, give the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation, a separation of particle with the help of centrifugal force.
Okay, give the anyone centrifuge in detail.
Ma'am, the dry dryer सांगा.
हाँ सांगा.
In dry dryer, circulation of hot air is continuously in the dry dryer to remove excess amount of water, moisture.
ठीक है, next number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me the definition of drying.
Drying is defined as the removal of small amount of water or liquid from a material by application of heat.
Okay.
By application of heat.
Explain anyone mixer in detail.
Mixer. Double cone blender. Double cone blender is apparatus which is used in a mixing, in which it is charged or discharged through a same pore. It is used to mixing the mixing of powders.
Okay, ठीक है, next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. Okay, give the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is a process. In this process, there is separation of the particles in the dispersion with the help of centrifugation force.
Okay. Explain anyone centrifuge in detail.
Ma'am, can I explain non-perforated basket centrifuge?
हाँ, okay.
It is a type of sedimentation. It operates on the sedimentation type of filtration. In this, there is no
You are having the
of
range.
the it and the liquid float over it through.
Okay. Give me
Hello,
the
ma'am.
applications of centrifuge.
Ma'am, you are not audible. Hello.
Applications of centrifuge.
Centrifugation, it is mostly used to separate the means to separate the suspensions, emulsions. We can separate the fine particles from the liquid through this method.
Okay. ठीक है, next roll number.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Okay. 64 number.
Yes, ma'am. आवाज येत नाही मॅम तुमचा.
हा येतोय का आता?
हो आता येतो.
हा ठीक आहे. Give the definition of mixing.
काय मॅम?
Mixing definition.
Two or more the process in which two or more components are mixed each other is called as mixing.
Okay, explain anyone mixer in detail. Mixer केलंय का तुम्ही?
Hello ma'am.
Yes, explain anyone mixer in detail.
मी सिन्स फिल्टर सांगू का?
हा सांगा.
In since filter is based on the asbestos filter. In this filter, two parts are divided. Lower part is fitted with a perforated plate, and upper part is in upper part pressure is applied. In this filtration, precipitation of alkali.
ठीक आहे, चालते. लेफ्ट झालं. number 65.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please, all of you keep your camera on while giving the viva. Otherwise, you will lose marks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is a unit operating. Centrifugation is a unit operating employed for separatizing to consist of present in
Okay. Filtration definition.
Filtration. Filtration, which is a solid are dispensed in a filter called as filtration.
Okay. So explain anyone filter in detail.
Filter. No, ma'am.
Which part you have studied? Dryers or mixers you have studied? So tell me.
Dryers.
हा ठीक आहे, सांगा.
type of dryers, type of dryers, fluid blade dryers, tray dryers, drum dryers, spray dryer, vacuum dryers.
From
freeze
this,
dryer.
anyone explain? त्यापैकी एक एक्सप्लेन करा ड्रायर. ओके, यू नो डॅट?
No.
ठीक आहे. नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, define filtration.
The
Your camera on.
by using the medium. On आहे ma'am.
हा ठीक आहे.
डबल सांगू का फिल्ट्रेशनची?
हा सांगा.
Filtration is the process of separation of liquid, a solid from liquid by using a porous medium.
Okay, explain anyone filter in detail.
No ma'am, in list करते. Plate filter, meta filter, lead filter, पुन्हा drum filter.
Okay. Anyone dryer or mixer, can you explain me?
Tray dryer the principle in tray dryer. In tray dryer, a hot air oven is continuously sprayed and removal of moisture from solid and is dried.
Okay. ठीक है, next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, give me the definition of mixing.
Mixing is defined as a process in which the result tends to randomization of particles within a system.
Okay, give the applications of mixing.
Application of mixing, it is involved in many type of formulation. It is act as the intermediate stage in several dosage form and production of pellets and capsules.
Explain anyone mixer in detail.
Mixer ना मॅडम ड्रायर सांगू का?
हा सांगा.
Tray dryer. The principle of tray dryer is in tray dryer the hot air is continuously circulated and to form heating takes place and moisture is removed from the solids by trays. Construction, the tray dryer consists of heating rectangular chamber there and the walls are insulated. It consists of heating chamber. In trays are placed in a laboratory scale there are 3 trays and on industrial scale there are more than 20 trays. Working the wet solids are placed on the on trays and wet solids are placed on the trays and trays are placed inside the chamber, and when the heat is circulated throughout the throughout the trays having wet solids, and then wet solids are dried and moisture removed in the form of vapors from outlet and dry product is obtained.
Next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me the definition of filtration.
Filtration, it is defined as the process in which separate of solids from fluid by same passing through a porous medium.
Okay, explain anyone filter in detail.
Filtered केलं नाही मॅम, ट्रे केलं, ट्रे ड्रायर.
ठीक आहे, सांगा.
In tray dryer, hot air is continuously circulated. Forced convection heating takes place. Remove the moisture from the material.
placed in the trays. And construction, it consists of a rectangular chamber which walls are insulated, and the trays are placed in a plates are plates are placed are trays are placed in inside the chamber. And uses it is used as a crude drugs, powders, and parts of the equipments are dried.
ठीक है, next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, give me the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is an unit operation employed for the separation of constituent present in the dispersion with the help of centrifugal force.
Okay, explain any one centrifuge in detail.
No, ma'am. Drying केलं.
हा ठीक आहे, सांगा ड्रायर.
Fluidizer bed dryer. In the fluidizer bed dryer, hot air is passed at the high speed from the perforated bottom of the container containing granules to be dried. Granules are shifted from the bottom and suspended in the steam of the air. Then of the dryer. Then steam is passed through. Then the granules are dryer. Fluidizer bed dryer are used for the drying granules in the powder production. Advantages of this: these are used available in various size and shape, having weight 2 to 500 kg. And disadvantages of this fluidizer bed dryer is attrition may cause.
ठीक है, next roll number.
Hello.
Okay, 71 is there.
I'm 69 राहिलो.
69 राहिलं होतं का?
हा.
अच्छा, बरोबर, ठीक आहे. हा, give me the definition of filtration.
It is a process in which solid is separated from fluid by using a porous medium.
Okay, explain any one filter in detail.
No, ma'am. हे सेलवरचं मिक्सर केलं. सेलवरचं मिक्सर.
हा ठीक आहे, सांगा.
Its principle is based on shearing and tumbling, and its construction it consists of a head on the top. At the middle it contains shaft, and in the end it contains rotating blades. For mixing, blades are motor. When we start motor, shaft is rotated, and it start to rotate the blades, and immiscible liquid is sucked inside the blades, and due to high speed of motor, liquid is made miscible, and this way mixing is done. It is Silverson mixer is used in the preparation of creams and emulsion, and its disadvantage is that there is a clotting of the blades.
ठीक आहे, next roll number 71.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me the definition of mixing.
Mixing is defined as a process in which two or more components in a system are converted into one mass or mixture.
Okay, explain any one mixer in detail.
Double cone blender. The mixing occur due to tumbling action. Principle is the mixing occur due to tumbling motion. Construction. It consists of two cones joined as a cylindrical section. It rotates about its own axis. It includes a mixing tank. Blades are made up of stainless steel. Working, the powder is filled up to two-third part of a volume of a blender. Then it rotates about 30 to 100 revolutions per minute. In this mixing occurs due to tumbling motion, and in this way mixing is done. Application easy to maintain and clean. wear on equipment is little, and disadvantage is not suitable for fine particles.
ठीक है, next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me the definition of centrifugation.
It is a unit operation for separation of the constituent by dispersion.
Okay. Explain anyone's centrifuge in detail.
नाही येत मॅम. ड्रायर केलंय.
ठीक आहे, सांगा.
Vacuum dryer. Dried is applied by application of the drying water rate of drying is increases because water flows faster. Construction, it is made up from the steam jacketed vessel. It is a strong dryer and enclosed space. It requires a large surface area for the conduction of heat. Working number of trays are placed. Trays are placed on the shelves. Then close the door. Pascal is increased 32. Pressure is increased to 30 to 60 kilopascal by using the vacuum pump. Conduction of heat is applied at the end. Vacuum line is disconnected and dried product is collected.
Okay. Next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me the definition of filtration.
Filtration is the separation of a solid from a liquid by passing same through a porous medium that retains the solid but allows the fluid to pass the filter medium. It is known as a filter K, and the clear liquid is obtained from the filter medium is known as a filtrate. Application of the filtration is production of a sterile product, production of production of the liquid from the emulsion, and the types of the filtration are surface filtration, depth filtration.
Okay. Explain anyone filter, dryer, or mixer. What you can explain me.
Sorry, ma'am. No.
Dryer. Anyone dryer?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So which part you have studied? Tell me.
फिल्ट्रेशन बद्दल आता मी जेवढं सांगितलं तेवढं सगळं प्रिपेअर केलं होतं मी. त्याच्यानंतर ड्रायिंगची डेफिनेशन केली होती, फिल्ट्रेशनची डेफिनेशन, त्याच्यानंतर मिक्सिंगची डेफिनेशन.
अच्छा. अदर अजून पॉइंट्स कुठले केले होते?
रिबन ब्लेंडरचं प्रिन्सिपल केलं होतं.
हा, ठीक आहे, सांगा मग.
Ribbon blender is works on the principle of shear mixing.
Okay. ठीक है, next roll number.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Give me the definition of mixing.
Mixing two or more substances mixed together in one form is called as mixing.
Okay. Explain anyone mixer in detail.
मिक्सर ना मॅडम ड्रायर केलेला आहे.
हा, कोणता?
ट्रे ड्रायर.
ठीक आहे, सांगा.
Principle: hot air continuously rotated and remove moisture from solids. Construction: rectangular chamber is present. Include insulated wall. It is insulated inside chamber. In laboratory, 3 dryer are used. In industry, more than 20 dryer are used. Dryer is fitted to the fan. Working: wet material is loaded in trays placed in chamber. Fresh air is introduced into inlet. Then this is heated and water imported from surface.
ठीक है, next roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. Give me the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is a unit of operation employer for separating the constituent of present in dispersion with the aid of centrifugal force.
Okay. Explain anyone's centrifuge in detail.
No, ma'am. Can I explain sigma blade mixer?
Okay.
Its principle, the mechanism of mixing is sharing. In a intermission at sigma, shaped blades creates high shear and kneading actions. It's a connective mixing is achieved by casting material. Its construction, it consists of double through shaped station bowl, two sigma shaped are filtered horizontally in each through of a bowl. These are connected to fixed speed drive. The mixer is loaded from the top and unloaded by filtering. It's working. Powders introduced from the top. The body is covered to control dust during dry blending and granulating, and it's a wet granulation. At fixed drive, the sigma blades allowed to rotate. The so that the powders move from this material further moves from the top to downwarded over the point and then shared between the blades and all of the through blades helps in making breaking lumps and aggregates. Final stage is equilibrium. By means of rack and a drive is titled to empty. Its advantage, it's create minimum dead space during mixing, and its disadvantage is works at fixed speed. It's used for mixing of tough ingredient in the baking industry.
ठीक है. Next roll number.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give the definition of filtration.
Filtration, it is the process of separation of solid material through porous medium.
Okay. Explain anyone filter in detail.
मॅम मिक्सिंग केले सांगू.
हाँ ठीक है.
Double cone blender principle. There is a charge or discharged with the same part, same part, then different efficiency designed to different densities. The radiation depends on the size, shape of the particle. Then a range is 30 to 100 rpm. Advantages, they handle easy to load and unload, and they requires minimum maintenance. Disadvantages, space is not suitable for fine particle.
ठीक है. Next roll number. Last roll number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me the definition of centrifugation.
Centrifugation is the force applied by the product is a centrifuge.
Okay. Explain anyone centrifuge in detail.
मॅम सिल्वर सन मिक्सर केलेलं आहे मॅम.
हाँ ठीक है. सांगा.
हॅलो.
हाँ ठीक है. सांगा.
Silver sun mixer is a principle of shearing force and turbulence. Is a high speed rotator, and construction, it consists of double it consists of say electric motor, shaft, नंतर rotating head, and is working is mixing the semi-solid powder semi semi semi-solid emulsion or sorry ma'am, yeah.
ठीक आहे. Any other part you have studied?
Yes, hello ma'am.
Any other part you have studied?
Ma'am, applications of mixing.
हा सांगा.
It involve in the preservation, maybe tablet, capsules, and syrups. Also help in crystallization, and also helps in preparation of injectable products or sterile products.
ठीक आहे, लेफ्ट झालं तरी चालेल सगळ्यांनी.
मॅम
येस.
मॅम तुमचा ईमेल आयडी आमच्याकडे नाहीये कोणाकडेच, मग कुठे सबमिट करायचा मॅम?
ठीक आहे, थांबा थांबा. ईमेल आयडी वरती सेंड करू नका सगळ्यांनी, गुगल क्लासरूम वरती शेअर करा. मी हे
ठीक
करते,
आहे.
अटॅच करते असाइनमेंट.
हो चालेल मॅम.
हा ठीक आहे.
हॅलो मॅम,
येस.
ते एक्झाम फॉर्म आम्हाला तुम्हाला मेलच करायचा ना, त्यासाठी तर ईमेल आयडी
हा
लागतो.
ते सांगायचं राहील तुम्हाला. तर तो जो एक्झाम फॉर्म आहे त्याची प्रिंट काढा सगळ्यांनी. प्रिंट काढून त्यावरती सही करा आणि त्या पीडीएफ मध्येच तुमचं जे फी भरलेलं एक्झाम फॉर्म फी भरलेली आहे तुम्ही 2000 कितीतरी भरलेली आहे काय असेल ती, त्याची रिसिप्ट नसेल तर UTR नंबरचा जो तुम्ही स्कॅन केलेला जो आहे स्क्रीनशॉट आहे तर तो त्या फॉर्मला सगळ्यांनी अटॅच करा तिथं.
हो मॅम.
हा आणि सगळ्यांना हा मेसेज, गर्ल्स आणि बॉईज तुम्ही ह्याच्यामध्ये आहेत का, बॉईज आहेत का?
हो मॅम.
हा ठीक आहे, तर सगळ्यांना हा मेसेज कन्वे करा तुमच्या डायरेक्ट सेकंड इयरच्या स्टुडंटला. आणि सगळ्यांनी मला ते मेल आयडी वरती पाठवा. मेल आयडी मी पाठवलाय ग्रुप वरती तुम्हाला.
ओके मॅम.
हा
मॅम फक्त सिग्नेचर करायचं ना, बाकी काय नाही ना फिल
हा
करायचं?
काही नाही करायचं, फक्त सिग्नेचर करा आणि ते रिसिप्ट तिथं जोडा आणि
हा,
ते
ठीक आहे.
स्कॅन करून पाठवा मला. त्याचं PDF बनवून मला मेल आयडी वरती पाठवून द्या.
मॅम स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक असेल तर चालेल ना, म्हणजे ऍड्रेस मध्ये ते काही नाही ना होणार?
हा ठीक आहे, आता ह्या वेळेस राहू द्या, पुढच्या वेळेस नेक्स्ट टाइम तुम्ही म्हणजे तुम्हीच भरलाय ना तो फॉर्म.
हा
हा मग ती तुमच्याकडून मिस्टेक झालेली आहे आता.
हा मग चालेल ना, तसं काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही.
ग्रुप वरती हे करून बघा, पण सरांनी फॉर्म इन्व्हर्ट केले असतील आता युनिव्हर्सिटीला.
हा मी टाकलं होतं ग्रुपवर मेसेज मॅम.
हा तुम्ही टाकला होता.
हो,
तरी मी
टाकलं.
सरांना विचारते, पण सरांनी फॉर्म आता इन्व्हर्ट केले असतील.
ओके मॅम.
ठीक आहे, पुढच्या सेमिस्टरला व्यवस्थित भरा फॉर्म सगळ्यांनी.
हो चालेल मॅम.
हा
थँक्यू मॅम.
हा ठीक आहे, चालतं.